In May 2025, the USS Nimitz, a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, sailed into the South China Sea, drawing the attention of both regional powers and the global community. Its arrival made headlines across the region, sparking conversations in government offices, military circles, and even among ordinary citizens. The presence of the Nimitz was a bold signal. America was showing up in force, not just watching from afar, but actively engaging in the region's security dynamics. The Nimitz and its carrier strike group were there to participate in the largest ever joint military exercises with the Philippines, a display of military cooperation and trust. These Balikatan drills are designed to strengthen crisis cooperation between the two allies, enhancing their ability to respond together to any threat or emergency. For the Philippines, the sight of the Nimitz was a powerful reassurance amid ongoing tensions with China, offering a sense of security and partnership. The Nimitz had left Washington state in March, tasked with providing a ready, visible U.S. presence in the Indo-Pacific, a region increasingly marked by uncertainty and competition. Rear Admiral Maximilian Clark, the strike group's commander, emphasized the importance of being ready to respond to any crisis, highlighting the unpredictability of the current geopolitical climate. The Nimitz's deployment filled the gap left by the USS Carl Vinson, which had been redirected to the Middle East, demonstrating the flexibility and reach of the U.S. Navy. This quick shift underscored how vital the U.S. considers the South China Sea, a region where maritime rights and freedom of navigation are constantly contested. The region is a strategic chessboard, where the movement of a single carrier can alter the balance, sending ripples through diplomatic and military channels alike. The Nimitz's every move was closely monitored by both allies and rivals, with intelligence agencies and military analysts watching for any sign of escalation or new maneuvers. Its presence was a clear message: the U.S. is committed to defending its interests and supporting its partners, standing shoulder to shoulder with its allies in the face of uncertainty. In these contested waters, the arrival of the Nimitz was more than routine. It was a statement of intent, a demonstration of resolve, and a reminder of the stakes involved. The world was watching, and the stakes were high, as the USS Nimitz sailed at the center of a region where history, power, and the future of international order converge. An aircraft carrier like the USS Nimitz is much more than just a ship. It's a floating airbase and a symbol of naval power, designed to operate in the world's most challenging environments. With the ability to travel thousands of miles, it is capable of projecting power anywhere on the globe, reaching remote regions and responding to crises at a moment's notice. The carrier's massive flight deck can carry over 75 aircraft, ranging from advanced fighter jets and surveillance planes to helicopters and support aircraft, launching them far from any land base, giving the Navy unmatched flexibility and reach. But a carrier never sails alone. It's the heart of a powerful carrier strike group, protected by cruisers, destroyers, and submarines, each providing layers of defense against threats from the air, sea, and beneath the waves. This group forms a formidable force, ready for anything from high-intensity combat to humanitarian missions and disaster relief. On board, thousands of sailors and aviators work around the clock, keeping the ship and its air wing operational, maintaining equipment, and ensuring every mission runs smoothly. The flight deck is a high-stakes environment where precision, coordination, and teamwork are absolutely critical for safety and success. Below deck, the carrier is a self-sustaining city, with everything from kitchens serving thousands of meals daily to fully equipped hospitals ready for emergencies. Powered by nuclear reactors, the Nimitz can operate for decades without refueling, allowing it to remain at sea for extended periods and respond wherever it's needed. In peacetime, a carrier is a symbol of strength and reassurance for allies, often visiting ports and participating in joint exercises to build partnerships. In conflict, it becomes a powerful weapon, launching airstrikes and supporting operations wherever needed, often serving as the first response in a crisis. The ability to move this floating fortress anywhere in the world makes it a central tool of U.S. strategy, ensuring presence, deterrence, and rapid response across the globe. The USS Nimitz's arrival coincided with the annual Balikatan exercises, Tagalog for shoulder to shoulder. These drills unite thousands of U.S. and Filipino troops, training for everything from disaster response to maritime security. The alliance, rooted in a 1951 treaty, is put to the test in these exercises, ensuring both militaries can operate together seamlessly. Recent Balikatan drills have focused more on external defense, reflecting rising concerns over the South China Sea. The 2025 exercises were the largest ever, featuring live-fire drills, amphibious landings, and complex naval maneuvers. The presence of a U.S. carrier strike group nearby added gravity to the event. For the Philippines, Balikatan is about more than training. It's about strengthening defenses against a powerful neighbor. Working with the U.S. brings advanced technology, training, and the assurance of support. The message is clear: the Philippines is not alone in defending its interests. Balikatan remains a cornerstone of the country's security strategy. While the U.S. and Philippines train together, strengthening their decades-old alliance through joint naval exercises and coordinated maneuvers, China was making its own moves in the Pacific, rapidly expanding its naval presence and conducting high-profile drills. In August 2025, China deployed both its operational aircraft carriers for the first time in a coordinated mission, the Liaoning and Shandong, east of the Philippines, a historic show of force that sent a clear message to the region and the world. These dual-carrier operations demonstrated China's growing ability to project power far from its shores, showcasing complex coordination and logistical strength. The Liaoning group pushed further into the Pacific, conducting hundreds of aircraft launches and landings, simulating real combat scenarios and testing the limits of their carrier strike capabilities. Experts say China is now capable of challenging U.S. access to key sea lanes, something unseen since World War II, raising concerns among neighboring countries and global powers alike. China's navy is now the world's largest by ship count, with a fleet that continues to grow in both size and sophistication. Its newest carrier, the Fujian, is set to enter service soon, boasting advanced technology and next-generation launch systems. China insists these deployments are routine, part of its ongoing modernization and defense strategy, but accuses the U.S. and Philippines of provoking tensions and destabilizing the region with their own military activities. This narrative war, routine training versus provocation, fuels the region's anxiety, as each side frames its actions as defensive and necessary. The balance of power is shifting, with new alliances and rivalries forming as military influence grows. Every move is scrutinized by analysts and governments as the stakes for regional security continue to rise. Tensions in the Western Pacific are rising, with more frequent patrols and military encounters at sea. The world watches closely, as there are no signs of easing in this high-stakes maritime standoff. The South China Sea is a flashpoint, with overlapping territorial claims at its core. China's sweeping 9-line claim clashes with the exclusive economic zones of the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan. These disputes play out in tense encounters at sea, Filipino boats facing off against Chinese Coast Guard and militia. The U.S. doesn't take sides on the claims but insists on freedom of navigation, regularly sending warships through contested waters. China sees these operations as provocations, shadowing U.S. ships and issuing warnings. In 2016, an international tribunal ruled against China's claims, but Beijing rejected the decision and continued militarizing artificial islands. These fortified outposts now bristle with runways and missile systems, keeping tensions high. The legal and military standoff shows no sign of resolution. China's military buildup has alarmed its neighbors, prompting a regional response. Japan, facing its own disputes with China, is boosting defense spending and shadowing Chinese carrier groups with its navy and fighter jets. The Philippines, meanwhile, is deepening its alliance with the U.S., expanding base access and modernizing its military. These moves are part of a broader strategy to counterbalance China's growing power. The region is now a web of alliances and military buildups, raising the risk of accidents or miscalculation. Experts warn that a single incident could quickly escalate in today's tense climate. The stakes are high, and every nation is watching the other's moves closely. The potential for conflict is ever present. The South China Sea is a global crossroads. 1/3 of world trade passes through its waters. Any conflict here could disrupt supply chains and send shockwaves through the global economy. The sea is also rich in oil, gas, and fish, resources vital to the region's nations. Competing claims and military patrols make the area a powder keg. The arrival of the Nimitz, China's carrier deployments, and regional reactions all point to a shifting world order. The South China Sea is now the central arena for great power competition. The outcome will test international law, alliances, and the prospects for peace. The world is watching, hoping leaders can avoid disaster in these troubled waters.